Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the Master Grade Sazabi Ver.Ka, and it's for a pretty specific reason why I finally dug this kit out of my backlog. I've had this kit since it was released. I got it pretty shortly after that. Actually, my wife bought it for me for a Christmas present that year. It was a December release, so thank you to her for that. But yeah, I just haven't actually got around to building it. But pretty recently, as I've mentioned a couple times in other videos, I have been in contact with a new garage kit seller in America who wants to work with me, and so he sent me a resin conversion kit for this, not just any, the infinite dimension resin conversion kit for this, which is amazing. So I'll be doing that and sharing that whole experience with you guys in the near future. But before we get to all of that fun stuff, and I'll talk about all of that more later, we need to unbox this kit, and I just want to give you guys just the full review as normal, and then we'll take it apart and dress it up. So let's get into the unboxing. This kit has been out for a couple years now. This came out in 2013, so it's actually been quite a while. I actually forgot that it's even been that long, but it's been 4 years now the kit's been out. But it is a huge kit, as you guys may be well aware of. The original Sazabi Master Grade kits definitely showed its age a bit, although it does look pretty nice, and it's also quite large. I think this one is definitely probably one of the best looking Master Grades out there. We've seen it painted up in pretty much every single color scheme imaginable, but I am still going to try to make mine a little bit unique. But just an amazing box here too. It's a really impressive looking box. I think it's one of those things that if you see this on the shelf, it's going to be really hard to pass this up. It just looks really, really great. We can see all of this information here. That's all going to be elsewhere around in the box. On the bottom here, there's just talking about the weapons. We have just the list of some basic specifications and weapons included. Here we have the weapons here. The traditional shotgun, which it had in the original Master Grade, and then this is the new rifle that is called what? Simply called the long rifle, apparently, as it appeared in some manga artwork, if I remember correctly. And then here's just what the kit is going to look like when it's all painted up. Very impressive. And then here just showing some of the details of the kit there at the end. On the sides of the box, there's nothing really too interesting. It's kind of hard to get that around to show it to you. So we'll skip to the back side, or the top side actually is what this would be. Some more information there, all in Japanese. And then just some posing here of the kit, just in that pose from the manga artwork, and then just another front and back image there with some of the armor panels opened up. And the list price for this kit is 9,000 yen, so it's not cheap. It's one of the most expensive Master Grades out there, but I think definitely probably worth it. There we go, if I can get the top of that box off. Alright, so here we've got everything, all the parts and all of that. We do have some Waterslide Decals included in here. We'll take a look at all of this fun stuff. We've got a lot of stuff, a few different tones of red, a few different tones of gray and silver, all going in there for the frame. And it is just a whole lot of parts for this kit. So here we have the manual, really nice Ver.Ka styling, of course. There's just a photo here, some nice simple text there on the back. In the front, just some really nice artwork there. That was the basis for designing the kit. All this information is all in Japanese, but I'm sure it's all on the wiki page, translated for anything you want to know about the Sazabi. I'm sure you can read that on the Wikipedia page. It has the beam tomahawk, beam axe, all that fun stuff. I'd imagine those parts, I'm not sure if those are reused. I'm sure the effect parts are reused from the Shinanju, but the rest of that should be all new. And then, yeah, just all of this beautiful detail everywhere on this kit. Here is talking about that artwork that I mentioned. Alright, so then we get our parts list. Of course, there's just all kinds of parts there. Then just going through the construction. I'm not going to go through every single page. This manual is very long. We'll just skip to page 32, 33 here. The last couple pages is just kind of going over just some of like the gimmicks of the kit and everything like that. But then finally on the back, page 34 and 35 is showing where all the decals are going to go. So there's the decal sheet laid out, and then where all of those decals go all over everything. And then the color guide here, color chart there, and the color chart for the Char Aznavour figure as well, seated one in his normal suit, and then standing there in his kind of military uniform. So, alright, let's get a look at all of these runners. Alright, there's a whole lot of kit to get through, so let's get cracking. Here is another look at those Waterslide decals. Actually, to be honest, there's really not a whole lot really special on this Waterslide decal sheet. Most of this is just kind of like some lining and then some generic caution markings. Really only have a few of like this special markings here with like this big Neo-Zeon logo there for the shield, and then a couple of S01 markings that are going to be going over the kit, but for the most part, nothing really too exciting on there. Then we have a couple of these just to give you some more red tones on some of the armor parts. It's kind of similar to the new Ver.Ka. Gundam had a kind of similar thing where you had like a couple of stickers that you were putting, I think it was like gray stickers or something on that, but no water slides, or I mean no foil stickers or anything else for that, no dry transfers, anything. So 100 MP2 hands, really not too big on these hands to be honest, so I might use some different hands on mine eventually, but for now we will use these for the review anyway. Runner A1 here is in molded silver, so this is where you have some of the gimmicks built into the kit where you can like expand and open up some of the armor, and then this is supposed to give you some really nice detail underneath by giving you a mix of gray and silver on those parts that are exposed. So we have A1 here as well as runner A2, which is a copy of this section of the runner here. Runner B1 is going to be that really nice orangish yellow color here that we usually see on like a lot of Advanced Zeta kits and things like that, but bring it into the Sazabi kit here. We also have runner B2, which is going to be a copy of this section of the runner here. So this is going to be some parts like for the piping around the stomach section, and then just some thrusters and things like that. Our seated pilot figure there is molded in this yellow color, and then some other vents and all of that stuff for some nice bright details. Runner C is a pretty simple one. It is just the main piece for the shield. So you'll just have to cut off that top part there, and that's pretty much it for this runner. So just since we're here, I'll give you a look at the runner markings for this kit. Is going to be Master Grade 1/100 scale Sazabi Ver.Ka. The Sazabi is nice, and it's another example of something that I think Bandai does for kits when they have a lot of runners. They kind of color code it, so they'll do like all the red runners in a row, and then they'll do all the gray runners, and then they'll do all the black runners or something like that. So that's pretty much the case for the most part with this kit as well. So now we're moving into the black runners here with runner D. Black parts there for around the chest and backpack there for the shotgun as well, all in this nice full black. And then the black does continue here on runner E1. We have a part there, black part for the shield, and then some other black parts for going around different areas on the kit. A lot of that is going on the backpack actually, and then we have runner E2 as well here, which is just more of that side of the runner. And yeah, so you can see it has that kind of nice thing like the high new Ver.Ka had this as well, where those tubes, the fuel tanks on the back, are molded so that you won't have big seam lines running down them, which is nice. The first of 3 different shades of red that we have included with this kit. So this is the lightest shade. It's a kind of almost like salmony pink. It's a really light red color. And we have 2 of this runner as well. Well, not 2. We have a F2, which is a copy of this half of the runner. Moving on to our very large G runner here. This is just now in a standard red. So we only had 1 runner of the light red, now we're just in regular red. So just some of the larger armor parts on this one, as well as our standing Char Aznable figure there in 1/100 scale. Runner H is some more armor parts, just in standard red. We have all the parts, or at least the red armor parts, for the funnels as well. On here, those will be fun. A lot of nubs to trim, clean up on those, and so we do have 2 of this H runner. Runner I, now getting into the 3rd red color. This is a dark red, really nice, rich, dark red color for this. I like it quite a lot. So there's some parts for the skirts, the kind of cockpit part around here, and chest armor, and the torso, and everything like that. Runner J, some more armor parts here in that dark red color. And then runner K will wrap up our red parts here with just some more parts for the arms and legs, and so we do have 2 of this K runner. Then going into clear, we have runner L here, just a few clear parts for like the cockpit, the visor, the mono eye, and a couple of cameras around on the weapons. Runner M here getting into some of the frame, so we just have a whole bunch of frame and parts everywhere for the kid here. Runner N, more parts of the frame, all just in standard gray, some larger parts here for the hips and skirts. And then breaking from the gray inner frame parts, we have runner O here, which is our beam effect parts. So we have the beam sword and the 2 beam axe effect parts here in clear green. And this runner, I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same as from the Shinanju Ver.Ka, which came out in 2009. So this runner is labeled 2008, so it's definitely from the right time, but it seems larger than I remember. I don't remember these effect parts being this big with the Shinanju, but apparently I guess they were. But anyway, so we do have 2 of this clear green effect runner. But then it's back to the inner frame. We got runner P here in standard gray once again, and then we have 2 of this P runner here. This looks like a lot of the frame probably going around on the legs, and then looks like some parts there probably for the backpack and things like that as well. Runner Q is, you guessed it, more inner frame here, still in standard gray. And we do have 2 of those as well. And then to round out all of our inner frame parts, we have runner R1 and R2 as well, which is a copy of this section of that runner. And then we have runner S, which is all of our parts for that new long rifle. So it's kind of interesting that this was separated as a separate runner. Does kind of make you think that maybe this was not going to be included and it was kind of included maybe at the last minute or something, but it's interesting that they separated this all into its own runner. It doesn't really seem like something that Bandai usually does, but it is marked specifically for this kit, and obviously it's going to be used with this kit, but that's just interesting. But the very last runner is also interesting because it is our polycaps, and it's not just a polycap runner, well it is, but it is labeled specifically as runner T for the 100 scale MSN 04 Sazabi. So this runner is actually from 2000, so this is the runner for the original Master Grade Sazabi, but they've been able to repurpose it for this kit as well, which is very interesting. So there is a whole lot of kit here, so this is going to take a while. I mean, this is basically a perfect grade. I know it's in terms of all the parts and things that's going into it, it's probably on par, if not even more parts than some of the older perfect grades. So it's a very, very big kit. It's going to take a while to get this snapped up at least, and then it's going to take even longer to actually paint the kit and apply all the resin dress-up parts and everything like that. So it's going to be a long process, but it's a fantastic kit, so I'm looking forward to working on it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the review. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.